in this video we are gonna talk about like how to contribute to any GitHub project. There are many test repositories that you can find and contribute to for learning about how to contribute to a GitHub repository. But if you want to work on a real project, a real like open source project, then there are a lot of difference like how you will go about doing things. I decided to make this video to like show you how like someone will contribute to a real project, not like just a dummy project. So this is a project called Melt UI. Melt UI is a UI kit library for Svelte. It provides a lot of awesome components. Shadesy and Svelte is also built using Melt UI components. First of all, you are gonna go to the issues. This is your first contribution. You should look for a label called good first issue, good for newcomers. Like you can click on that and it will show all the issues that have that label. This project have any issue under that label. When it's your first contribution, you should look for this documentation label, because it is easier for you to contribute to these type of issues. And also look for this label help wanted. Help wanted means like project owner wants some help on this, so if you offer to give help about these type of issues, you will easily get assigned to you. Like this one, I was assigned. I just messaged him like, hello, how can I help? And then he just said of course, just, and then he assigned that issue to me. Then you are gonna check this contributing dot markdown file. Like in most of the project there will be a contribution guide, and like this in this project there is a contribution guide. It will like it will outline the steps that you have to follow to contribute to this project. I am gonna follow those. Like first of all, you are gonna fork this repository. After you have forked the repository, like it will now show in your GitHub profile. Like this main like you can also see the official GitHub guide, and like it will all make sense why are we forking things and other stuff. A shorter introduction that I can give is this Melt UI repository is owned by this Melt UI user, so we can like open pull requests to this, but we do not have any like direct permissions to make changes in this repository. So we have to fork this to our own profile so that we can make changes to it. Then we will open a pull request for pull request, and then the owner of this repository Melt UI will merge our pull request, or give any like response back to us, like how can we fix change how can we fix our pull request so that it can be merged. That we are gonna go through all of it. You will see. First of all, I forked it. I'm gonna clone. We cloned our local repository that is present like in our own profile. Then what we did, we set the upstream URL to the owner, like the real project called Melt UI that is owned by this Melt UI user. We set that upstream to that. We are just installing the requirement packages like that are in our package.json file. We have installed all the packages that are required by this project. We are gonna create a branch First of all, we should check out to the like already present branch called develop. uh, we are already present, yeah, we are already in that branch, but just for the peace of mind we are gonna do it again. And then I'm gonna pull changes from that branch, because I forked it recently. That is why like I'm already up to date. Now we are gonna open a we are gonna create a branch and then check out to that branch. This is a docs like documentation change, so I'm gonna name it docs, and then I'm gonna just name this is like not my real voice, I'm just under the weather. Now what this will do, this will create a branch dash b, and then we are gonna move to like check out to that branch. So now we have this branch and we can open VS Code in this. Yeah, you can make sure that you are present in the branch that you have created, and then you are gonna make changes. For this particular issue, this like the context menu, create context menu is missing three elements: item, group, and group label. I have not like previously contributed to this project, so I don't know much about this project, if I'm being honest. So I'm just gonna research this repository and like see how things work, and I will get back to you. There are a lot of things happening. They have like their requirements are so like different and complex. That's why their documentation is built like in a really cool but a really complex way. What I found, how it all works. So there is like a dynamic URL, which is name. When someone like goes to that URL, like this part docs slash builder, this is like hard coded URL, and then after that there is this part context menu. This is the name part. Understanding a code base is really like detective work. Like you have to look for clues how things works and like make relationships. It is really fun and frustrating at the same time. There is this part like description and stuff, like then there comes a preview part, that is this part, and then there is a feature component, that is this part, and then this dynamic component that passes this component and snippets and schemas and previews and keyboard that renders all this part. And how that part is rendered is plus page or server. There is a builder data, like you can see here in like in data, it is exporting a data and like receiving it from there. There is a builder data, then like they extract schemas and keyboard and other stuff from this data. So that is builder data. Like our main important part is schemas that I found out and I'm telling you, but it is really hard to see what, like if you are new to this code base, like if you're new to any code base, it will be hard to like understand what is happening. But for this, schemas is the thing that we are looking for. So the main data that is like that renders all this API references part and other stuff is like extracted from this builder's data. So that builder data is extracted from get builder data function, and that gets its schema from a builder map. That builder map, like we can see, like if key is context menu, it will return this. Then that context menu returns the schemas, features, and keyboard. So schema, here it is. We want to add in this create menu. Create menu, like that is under the API reference menu. So I was really confused because there this is called builder, but like this menu is called trigger, that is like equal to this thing trigger, but this menu called builder is named like different. This create context menu is builder. That was really confused. Like I was really confused about this. Like I could not find like create context menu. There is, it is named builder. So that was really confusing for me. After some digging, I found out that this create context menu is the builder part. It has been like 40 or 30 minutes. From that, I know the most important thing is this builder part. I will have to find this builder part. So that builder comes from this builder schema part. And then what we are interested in elements, because we want to add some like three, according to it we want to add things in the element part of it. So that element part comes from this that get menu builder returns. So then that will give like get menu builders element, this function, and that will give over these elements. These elements are coming from this is like, if you understand it one time, then it becomes a lot easier. But like finding it for the first time, it was really hard for me. It took about 20 to 30 to 40 minutes to like understand. Now if we add things here, it will be reflected here as I have added. So what the issue tells us to do is like there are three elements missing: item, group, and group label. That we will add it here: item, group, and group label. For now, I don't know what they are used for. Like I do not know the description of what they do. I will have to check. I will also have to like find those what they do. But for now, like we can see like item, group, and group label are showing. And I could have asked about things in like documentation, but I just did not want to disturb the maintainer of the repository. They are pretty busy people. That So let us just now find what these things do and add the description, and our issue will be closed, hopefully. So according to my research, like item is used for like individual menu items, and group label is used for like I think for grouping some items together. L- if you can see, like, it returns the role group area label group id, and it takes in a group id. When I started, I did not know anything about this code base, and now after about 2 hours I basically know what I am adding, like, in the documentation. Like, I am, what does item means, what does group means, what does like group label means. I also implemented a sample usage of that, like, group or group label in, and I messaged it in the issue. Usually people for adding code to any like sample or other thing, like, this issue is only related to the documentation, so we cannot add, I think we cannot add anything other related to, like, the preview component or other stuff. So I just mentioned that, like, uh, if they want, I can implement in this same issue, but I don't think they will ever, they will want that. uh, like it took me about 2 hours to solve this issue. Like, we are gonna change some stuff, like description. This description that I added will, like, I'm 100% sure will, the like owner of, the maintainer of this repository will ask me to change some stuff. But like, it took about 2 hours to understand this code base and then, like, make like the required changes. Now, what, like, for this 2 hour, like, what I, now I basically understand this code base, like, not most of things, but like a lot of things I understand about this code base now. And like, if I ever wanted to work on any other issue related to this code base, and I will, because I know, like, for people to understand about group and group label, there should be an example in the documentation. So I am gonna open another issue to do that. So I will work on like another issue. So like, that's the thing, if you work on one issue and learn about the code base, it will be easier next time if you want to continue contributing to that repository. Issue was like, this was like about 4 or 5 lines of code. This was the issue, like, that is, like, if you only see the end result of this, it will look like a menial job. But if you calculate the whole process and think about it, you now understand this repository much better than you first started. But now, and like, it will help along the way if you come back and ever wanted to keep contributing to this repository. So I am gonna push these changes and ask for the like their review about this. I'm gonna comment this. I'm gonna run this command. When you commit this and publish that, this option will show up: compare and pull request. You are gonna compare and pull request. Like, you can see, like, approval not required, like, there are no conflicts. So the maintainer of this, like, this repository will see this, this pull request, and he will tell me if I need to fix some things, and then I will fix those things, and then it will be merged, hopefully. Update related to that pull request that I opened. Here I mentioned that in the issue I mentioned that I opened a pull request here, and like there were no changes requested by the contributor, so like it was just merged into the repository. This is like not so common, because in like large pull requests there are like some changes required in the code so that it can be merged into the repository, but because this is a small change, we do not require any changes to our pull request, so it was just merged. You will just see this when it will be merged, you will see this merged uh, option here. So now like your work is done, and like this issue is closed. You, if you want to work on any other issue, or if you find any other like feature or something you find that you think should be in the repository or should be in that library, you can mention that, as I mentioned here. Like there should be a like example for the group and group label. So I asked here, and like you can open another issue. uh, if you want to open another issue, you will go through like this. You will open a new issue. I have like you will select um, like what the issue is about. You will in my case it is documentation, so you will see I will create a docs issue. I will mention that there is like example for the group or group label in context menu is missing, that should be added. I will create that issue, then I will create a pull request for that issue. So you can see that if a change is like required or requested, that can be found in the issues, and the code for that change exists in our pull request. So that's how GitHub works.